familiar? You do your makeup really nice, and then after a long day at school or work, you come home to find that it's melted down your face and no one told you. Well, what if I told you that the solution was setting sprays? Or at least that's what we're told is the solution. But do they actually work, or are we being set up for a really bad makeup day? Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the show that's ready to set you up for success. Now it's getting hot outside and we're all getting a little sweaty. And so the question that I keep getting asked is, Amy, how do I keep my makeup looking cute all day long? Well, don't worry bestie, because I'm here to get you that answer.
Whether you're getting ready to spend your summer break outside in the sun or just need your makeup to last through a full day at work, today we are testing every beauty guru's secret weapon, the setting spray. This is a spray designed to lock in your look all day and all night, no matter what happens.
Now, I'll be honest, I've never really dipped my toes into the world of setting sprays because I'm what you call impatient. But like you, I also want my makeup to last all day long.
So today we are putting the big 5 of setting sprays through the Style Theory Glam Gauntlet and testing them against sweat, splash, and stamina to see which ones will keep you looking fine and which are a waste of time.
So we're gonna start off with what inspired this episode in the first place, sweat.
Whether you're hanging out in the sun, working out in the gym, or just a generally damp person, no judgment, we all want our makeup to give glam girl, not gone girl.
I'm going to be judging these setting sprays by a 5-star system, all inspired by parts of my face. Eyes, eyebrows, foundation, lips, and nose. Yes, you heard me right, nose is its own category, and there's a good reason why.
Aside from sweat, the big risk to your makeup is your skin's natural oil. It gets into your makeup products and starts to break it down. For most people, the nose is one of the most oily places on their face, second only to the forehead, depending on your skin type.
For me, the nose is the hardest place to keep makeup on, and so it's going to be our big bad for this episode. And besides, it's allergy season. If our setting sprays can't stand up to that, are they really as strong as they say they are?
I will be doing 2 hours of cardio per round for 3 rounds. Yeah, 6 hours of cardio for 1 episode. Oh boy. Round 1 will be One Sizes On Till Dawn, which happens to be our only aerosol option, versus Urban Decay's All-Nighter, aka the OG of all setting sprays. This was the one that was the go-to during that 2010 beauty guru era of YouTube. I will be using One Size on the left half of my face and Urban Decay on the right. And this is how my makeup looks before starting our sweat test. It's important to note that for this entire experiment, I will be using all of the same makeup products so that 1, we can keep it consistent, and 2, they are my everyday products, which means we have all of the control information we could need going into this test. Now let's get sweaty.
All right, we are back after our 2 hours of cardio, and I am honestly surprised because I typically get pretty sweaty, but not here. This felt locked in and dry, whereas like around my hairline, everywhere else, it didn't feel that way. Because if you look, this is cracking. And I think that has to do with how dry the actual spray made my skin.
But how did they do against our 5-star system?
For our One Size side, the foundation, it is definitely coming apart, so that's a fail. The eyebrows, pass. The eyes, not a pass, because that crack didn't happen on this side. And I think it has to do with how dry the spray made the eyeliner. Not good at all. Nose, not a pass. Lips, not a pass. Something weird is happening here.
Ugh, ew. This is not how my lips normally look with this product after just a few hours. Talk about ick. The nose was also a fail, which makes it a 1 out of 5-star score for One Size.
What are you doing, One Size?
Now, what about the Urban Decay All-Nighter?
It's not perfect at all. The foundation is still peeling away at the edges where all that sweat was coming in. The eyebrow though, pass. The eye, pass. The lips, cakey. Not good. But the nose, this side definitely came off. This side might have actually survived.
I am shook. It's only test 1 and we're already seeing something take on the nose challenge?
Wild for me. Like, that's a moment right there.
Maybe I was too quick to judge these sprays. We'll have to see how they all do by the end of this episode. In the end, Urban Decay got a 3 out of 5-star score for round 1.
When it comes to like keeping the majority of the look in place, the All-Nighter did way better. But there's
still 3 more setting sprays left to test. So let's redo our makeup and do it all over again. This time with the Milk Hydro Grip Setting and Refreshing Spray against the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Spray. The Milk will be on my left.
Thick spray she is.
And the Charlotte Tilbury on my right.
Ah, perfume.
Here's our before makeup.
Look at this shining beauty, ready to go, sweat it all off. And hey, if you want to help choose a challenge that we do in the future so you can learn more about your everyday life, hit that subscribe button because we are going to be posting polls here on our community tab to help you choose what I do. You will be the puppet master this time, and I merely the beauty puppet. Let's go exercise. All right, we're back after more sweating. So this again is our Milk makeup side, and honestly, it's not looking too good. This is the first time we've actually seen like a real big transfer of the eyebrows without like a touch test. I can see the splotchiness around here that says that the foundation started to come off where the sweat was getting in. And also, my nose didn't do it. Lips though, overall the lips stayed. So that's a 2 out of 5. Then on this side, our lovely perfumed Charlotte Tilbury. It also came off of my nose, though not as bad as this side, but you can see kind of like the pilling. That's those pores really sucking up that foundation. Not a good look. We are seeing the same kind of shedding of foundation around the lines where I sweat the most. So I'm seeing some foundation also coming out from here where the sweat stash really hit. Lips, still pretty on. Eyeliner seems pretty good.
That brings Charlotte Tilbury's final score to a 3 out of 5 stars and puts it tied for first with Urban Decay.
So I will say that for this time, I felt a little more sweat in here, which to me says that these didn't dry out my face quite as much as the other two did.
And there's a reason for that, the ingredients. Setting sprays use specific ingredients to lock in your makeup, most commonly alcohol. Not the drinking kind, the medical kind. Our first 2 sprays do use alcohol as their drying agent, and it's listed as number 2 on their ingredient list, which means that those little bottles contain a lot of alcohol. But that's not true of Milk and Charlotte Tilbury. While Charlotte Tilbury sprays do contain alcohol, it's the last ingredient listed, meaning that there isn't a whole lot of it in the bottle. And Milk doesn't have any, instead focusing on hydrating ingredients like blue agave extract to lock in your look. You know who else doesn't use alcohol? Our final spray, e.l.f.
It's hard to feel this one. The mist is so fine that I never realized it's going on.
I'll be using it on my whole face this time, which means that e.l.f. gets double the chance to impress me this round. But will it? Only one way to find out.
All right, we just did 2 hours high walking cardio. The eyes and the eyebrows, epic. The lips, also great. It's the foundation. I'm seeing it wear away really quickly around my hairline where I sweat the most. But this one, around here, all of the makeup started to kind of like congeal into itself. So you can see how like gross it looks all up in here, all up in here. All where those acne marks are looks really messy, and it didn't when we started. So for a foundation, it's a fail, and for my nose, it's also a fail.
Even though e.l.f. did my skin dirty this round, it still ended up with a 3 out of 5 star score coming out of our sweat test, putting it on level with Urban Decay and Charlotte Tilbury. But there are still 2 rounds to go before we crown a winner. On to round 2. Yes, you read that right. Our next test is a splash test. I know. We've done the waterproof makeup thing already, so why are we doing this test again? You can blame Patrick Starr. No, not that Patrick Starr. I'm talking about beauty creator turned beauty mogul Patrick Starr. His beauty brand One Size has made quite the splash on the makeup scene, literally.
Is this an honest ass? Guys, this is insane.
You're right, Patrick. It is insane, which is why I want to test it for myself. And to test the other sprays, which, except for e.l.f. and Milk, also claim waterproof status. Besides, whether you find yourself caught in the rain with your love interest or attacked by a giant bucket of water by your bestie, we want to make sure these sprays can keep you looking snatched all day long.
I'm going to do my face, and then we're gonna go splash my face with a little bit of water in my handy dandy sink that's right over there, and see if anything moves.
Then see if any of that wet makeup transfers from my face to my drying towel.
All right, this is our makeup, so we're gonna spray.
After letting it dry, it was time to take our first trip to Splash City.
Without touching it. The foundation's doing something weird here. It definitely came off my nose. This part is not doing too well. So what's the score? Our one size. Eyebrows, pass. Foundation, fail. Eyes, that's a fail. Lips, pass. Nose, big fail.
That's a rough 2 out of 5 star score.
Onto our Urban Decay side. Eyebrows, pass. Eyes, pass. Foundation, fail. Lips, pass. Nose, big fail.
What happened, Urban Decay? You were the chosen one, the one who could defeat the nose. I am so sad about this. However, it is still a reasonable 3 out of 5 star score.
I'm gonna go redo my makeup and we're gonna test the next 2 setting sprays. Reminder for those at home that this side is our milk makeup and this side is our Charlotte Tilbury. Let's go. Ah! That was more water than I expected. All right, let's take a look. I'm seeing a little bit of transfer on the nails, but it's not that bad.
And it wasn't until I started to dry my face.
Ooh. On our milk makeup side, our eyebrow passed. Our foundation did not pass. Our eyes certainly did not pass. Look at the amount of eyeliner on that. Our lips passed. And our nose, unfortunately, defeated the makeup once again.
Giving milk 2 out of 5 stars. This is not going well.
For our Charlotte Tilbury side, we definitely have eyebrow transfer, so that's a fail. The eyes passed. The foundation failed. There's a lot of foundation on that. Lips passed. And our nose failed.
Which means that Charlotte Tilbury is tied for last place with milk and one size at 2 out of 5 stars. Why is this happening? Setting sprays are meant to create what is basically a mask over our makeup. They do this by using a thing called polymers. These flexible polymers combined with the drying agents like alcohol to adhere your makeup to your skin and create a film-like barrier against outside elements.
Like, you know, water, which again, 3 out of our 5 setting sprays claim to protect against, except they're not. Now, we still have one more setting spray to test here, and maybe this one can change the game. It's time for e.l.f.
Welcome back to our final splash test. We are committed to accuracy here, so I've redone all my makeup. We're going to splash one last time. I feel thoroughly wetted. All right, our nose definitely didn't pass, but the eyes, the eyebrows, the foundation, the lips on both sides seems to be in place. But before we give them a full, really good rating, we have to dry my face. Oh no. So for the full face of e.l.f., we have pass, fail, 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 pass.
Looking at the scores for this round, we have a 4-way tie for last place, with Urban Decay taking the win by 1 measly point. Yeah, not a great round for any of our sprays. And with only 1 round to go, this next test may be the most important test of the entire episode.
The biggest selling point of any setting spray is its stamina. It claims that it can keep your makeup locked in place all day long. But can it really?
Other than moisture and sweat, which we've already tested this episode, these sprays are meant to protect you against other types of dangers. Dangers like yourself.
Yes, you and me. All day, every day, we're constantly moving our face when we talk, eat, drink, blink, and we're touchy. No, really, I dare you to count how many times a day you touch your face. I promise you, it's horrifying.
The sun can cause your makeup to start to break down, and heck, even the air that you need to breathe is a threat to your makeup. Yeah, air can cause your foundation to oxidize, which changes its color. This can make it look uneven or even darker than when you first put it on. And setting sprays are meant to protect against all of that all day long, or roughly 16 hours of the day. And for our first stamina test,
it's crazy in the morning, and you know I care about you and this episode, theorists, because I'm wearing makeup on a plane. Yes, this is all for the plane. On this side, we have One Size by Patrick Starr. On this side, we have Urban Decay. My hair ties say it's around 5:30 in the morning. I will be in North Carolina around 6 6:30 p.m. So we'll see how this does by the time I get checked into the hotel. See you on the plane.
After a cross-country plane ride and a pit stop over on GT Live,
Oh my gosh, Amy, host of Style Theory.
Hello! I just got off a plane.
How was your flight?
Very long.
it was finally time to see how our setting sprays had done.
How is our makeup doing? We definitely have some smudging of the eyeliner going on here, as well as the makeup here on both sides starting to fall away. So for our one size, eyeliner, pass. Eyebrows, pass. Foundation, pass. The lipstick, pass. For the nose, it's a fail.
Which brings One Size to its best score of the episode, 4 out of 5 possible stars. Okay, One Size, you may not have weathered the storm, but you did stand the test of time.
On to our all-nighter. Eyeliner, doesn't really pass. Eyebrow, pass. Lipstick, pass. Foundation, not a pass. The nose is actually worse than the One Size version, not a pass.
That's a 2 out of 5 star score for Urban Decay's Stamina. Man, I am starting to think that setting sprays may just be all hype. Maybe day 2 in North Carolina could prove me wrong.
All right, we are back in the bathroom after the end of the day. And let me tell you, none of them survived the nose. For our milk side, foundation, fail. Eyes, fail. Eyebrows, pass. Lipstick, fail. Nose, fail. For our Charlotte Tilbury side, we have foundation, fail. Eyebrows, pass. Eyes, fail. Lips, fail. Nose, epic fail. So not looking great for our options.
That is a 1 out of 5 star score for Charlotte Tilbury and a 1 out of 5 score for Milk. With only one spray left to test for this entire episode, can Elf really bring it home?
The makeup is done today. This is 6 a.m. in the morning. We are ready to test our spray.
And with that, it was time to get on with my day. And this was a big day. This was the day of our charity live stream where I sculpted, acted, and helped raise over $17,000 for the American Cancer Society, which is amazing. But after all of that, did our elf spray actually do the work or prove that setting sprays are just worthless?
We are back in the hotel bathroom, and the nose has once again conquered the setting spray. This did not survive. Our eyebrows seem pretty okay. The foundation, I'm seeing splotches. Didn't pass. Eyes, didn't pass. I can't pass the loss of this tip. Nose, didn't pass. Lips, did okay.
With Elf's final stamina score of 2 out of 5 stars, we need to take a look back at all of our results this episode.
Hands down, the biggest winner of today's episode was Urban Decay's all-nighter setting spray. It got both a passing grade in our sweat round as well as our splash round.
If you're looking for something strong to stand up to moisture for just a short amount of time, this is your best option. And it was the only spray to defeat my nose all episode.
However, if you are looking for something to keep your face locked in all day long and don't think you'll be doing anything too strenuous to build up a sweat, the clear winner is One Size.
With a 4 out of 5 star score for stamina, the best score of the entire episode, by the way, One Size is the best spray for a long day. Just keep an eye on if you start to feel a little damp, because as we've seen throughout this entire episode, not all setting sprays are made the same or worth your money. And when in doubt, remember, the nose knows best. But hey, that's just a theory, a style theory. Keep looking sharp. Up next on Style Theory. Which country has actually mastered sun protection? And what does that mean in terms of keeping you melanoma free? Today, I'm going on a journey across the globe to answer the big questions.